like anything they don't understand. It's a witch. Like,
Right.
oh, like why do I have smallpox? Because you're a witch. Burn
Right. Right.
them.
Why do you have more land than me? Because you're a witch. I'm gonna kill you
Witch,
and take your land.
exactly.
You know.
Exactly. That's the reason why the Salem witch trials fucking started. It's like, oh man, it's like it started with one way, like people accusing other people of being a witch, and then it came up of like, oh, this person has more land than I do. Like I tried to bid for this land, this person outbid me. Fuck this guy. They're a witch. Burn
Right.
them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's how people
Absolutely.
like it. Even though it kind of seems like we've gone back to that.
Absolutely. That's true too. Saying that, you know,
Yes.
this woman isn't taking the abuse I'm
Yeah.
trying to give her. She's a witch. I want a different wife. My
Yes,
wife is
she's
a
a
witch.
witch.
All of
Like
that.
man,
And yeah.
yeah,
And
no,
I'm never gonna remember the movie I saw. It was a movie, maybe even at the beginning of a TV show
mhm,
that talked about why so many women, only women, right, were accused of being witches, and the number of deaths that happened, and the majority of these women um, offending usually what a man was trying to do to them,
right,
whether it be stealing land, whether it be something, you know, whether it be some type of their opinion on something. Either way, it was the the charter of being a witch was trying to have your own opinion or secure your safety against a man.
hmm yeah.
Nick. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna accuse you of being a witch. I'm gonna accuse you of being an alien. Yeah,
Wow.
this is it's just the sexism back then. It's catastrophic. Like people like shit. Go back in history. Anne Boleyn, like she was a supposedly opinion woman, and they accused her of having sex with her brother, her mother, her aunt, her uncle, and the
Yikes.
dude down the street and cut her head off. Joan of Arc, she claimed heard voices from God when reality she was sick and tired of English coming up, ravaging her home. They didn't belong there, killing her friends, raping her friends, the constant threat of raping of herself.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, she's
That's
probably
all a lot.
having a mental episode where she believes she's hearing the voice of God, but it's like, get these fucking English bastards off my property. So, but
Right.
no, she ends up doing that because she's pissed and she's motivated. And she's also a little having a little mental episode there. But when they caught her, it's like she's a fucking witch because she ended up kicking our ass. So
Right.
let's burn her by the stake. I mean, we go on and on and on and on throughout history. And like getting back to this is just like you're accusing this woman, you're necessarily accusing her of being a witch without saying that she is a witch. Because
Yeah.
one, you can't do what you did before, like, oh, let's take the woman out and burn her. Because one, she has money.
Yeah.
Two, you have the Bill of Rights, United States Constitution, the freedom of religion.
Mm.
So you can't take her out and burn her, but you can shun her because that's what this town did. They kind of just ignored her and stayed as far away from her as they possibly could. So, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's that's one of the things that that had done. So, but still, you're like, oh, it's a cool story, like what they're calling this woman a witch. I mean, she does own human beings, so she is lower than dirt. But I wouldn't call
Yikes.
her a witch. But she is
Yikes.
lower than fucking dirt. Another story that keeps coming up is because that the main two people that this had this haunting affected, Betsy Bell, the daughter, and John Bell Sr., that there's some sort of connection between it. Like that people believe that Betsy manifested this entity to either protect herself or exact revenge on her father.
Okay.
That's one of the stories. So because it's more to this just Betsy, like she being attacked and the ghost to having a bad relationship. Well, not a bad relationship. Doesn't want her to marry Joshua Gardner. So, like we said, the relationship between Betsy and Joshua Gardner was broken up, and she never married Joshua. Also, during that time, another witness comes forward and experiences this entity when it came going to the Bell family property. Betsy and Joshua's former school teacher, Professor Richard Powell, was this witness. He had also been noticeably interested in Betsy for some time and expressed interest in marrying her when she became older.
Gross, but okay.
Yeah, I was just going to stop there for dramatic effect. By some accounts, Powell, who was 11 years Betsy's senior, was a student of the occult, ventriloquism, a mathematical genius, and well-versed in horticulture and geology. He was secretly married to a woman in nearby Nashville, Esther Scott, during the time he lived and taught school at Red River, and perceived as a happy-go-lucky, but he was perceived as a happy-go-lucky bachelor. He expressed his unwavering fondness for Betsy Bell. Pause for dramatic effect.
Okay.
So you have this guy who's.
I didn't pause long enough. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll do better next time.
Yeah, it's okay. It's totally fine. Yeah, you have this guy who is 11 years older than Betsy, married to another woman, and most importantly is Betsy's teacher, lusting after her.
This is all getting seems like all these people deserved the presence of
I'm surprised the ghost didn't go, you people, you fucking people.
Quite a few more people deserved a visit from the Bell Witch.
I'm surprised the Bell Witch didn't look at y'all and just go, this is disgusting. I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm going. I'm calling the police. According to early accounts, Paul politely expressed his disappointment with Betsy's engagement to Joshua and wished her a long and prosperous marriage. So then they broke. Joshua. Guess who Betsy ended up marrying a couple of years later?
Lord, don't say your brother.
No.
Okay, good. Richard
Powell. They ended up having 11 children.
Oh my God, 11. Oh.
So
where was the Bell Witch when you needed her?
The Bell Witch apparently was pleased because according to legend, the Bell Witch wanted Richard to be Betsy's husband. Now, either because there's some accounts that says Richard Powell helped manifest this entity through ventriloquism and fucking with the family and so whatever. But then you'll also be indirectly accusing him of, or directly, if you're saying that he had a part in playing the Bell Witch, that he killed John Bell Sr. But according to most people who have studied this case, historians and stuff, whatever, that they believe that Betsy had subconsciously
killed her father?
Came up. Well, subconsciously, not only subconsciously killed her father, but subconsciously came up with this ghost to extract revenge on her father and also to somewhat protect her. Because
to
protect herself from her father.
To protect herself. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
because supposedly
supposedly her father was molesting her.
Oh, of course. I thought it odd that wasn't in the part of the story that I read. I actually thought it odd, but it came up, didn't it?
Yeah, it did came up that supposedly that she had, and this was even put into because there's a couple of movies made about the Bell Witch, and one of the only ones that go to theater is called An American Haunting.
Okay, yeah,
And that's
I
the
saw a
plot
little bit
point.
of it. I couldn't watch it all.
Yeah.
It was a bit much.
Yeah, that was a plot point of that movie, is that Betsy had subconsciously invented the Bell Witch and allowed people to think that it was Kate Batts, but really it was something that she had manifested in her mind and projected out because her father was molesting her. And not only that, is that she was going through her first period.
Oh,
So
God.
all this thing is coming up and made this go, saying that the fact that she really didn't want to marry Joshua Gardner, she did love Richard Powell, her teacher, and wanted to subconsciously marry Richard, but she consciously loved Joshua, but subconsciously she did not love Joshua. And the fact they had him split up and all, had the witch doing all these things, and that's why the witch was so, this entity, the witch or whatever, was so loved her so much, didn't want to harm her mother,
right,
and stuff.
You know what I have to say about that? Good for her.
Well, if it's true, yeah,
good for her.
Yeah, if it's true, yeah.
That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's not. I can pinpoint the fact that it's not true.
You always think you know something.
No. It's not that I think I know something. It's the fact that, like, it sounds like a good story. Like,
he's the one.
Father, yeah,
Betsy's my the one.
Yeah, Betsy's the one protecting her from this thing, like projecting this entity out to protect her from her father who's abusing her. It's not true. It's based on a fictional book, The Bell Witch by Brett Moynihan. It was printed back in 2000. It's fictional. I read it back when it first came out.
But wait,
it's absolutely fictional.
Wait. Are you saying? I'm a little confused. You're not. So this book that came out recently, right? The book
in
that
2000.
Came out
it came out 21 years ago.
So what are you saying? Oh God, that was 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Way to ruin the conversation.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
So the book was a fiction book. It came out. Okay, you're saying that even the legend itself was created. So the legend was created by the book, like that one movie. Like that movie about the reporter or whatever. No, she wasn't a reporter. What was she? She was a therapist, and she was having sessions with people who were like who were taken over by aliens. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the fourth kind.
The fifth kind. That movie terrified the hell out of me. I was so. All of it was fake. All of it.
Yeah.
Everything was fake.
Yeah. This was this book. Brett Moynihan never tried to present this thing as fact. Yes, he based the legend. The legend is what some people consider is fact, but his version of why this entity was haunting this family and why this entity killed John Bell is fiction. So he took something historic. It's like, what can I put? It's like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Right.
Is you have this historical thing, him doing these historical things, but then we're going to slap vampires in it. That was The Bell Witch and American Haunting. This is a fictional, it's a real story, but it's fictional. Like it's a fictional take on a real story.
Right.
So yeah, it's not true. And people will swear, oh, this has got to be true. This has got to be true. This can't be true. It was like, no, it's based on the book. Even the movie based it on the book. Yeah, the legend is true. Well, legend is like it's folklore, legend, whatever. But the story they take it is from the book.
Right. Okay.